Hey YouTube land, Flora here with Kate, Gage's sister. Yeah, she came in. Um, so I was tagged by themjulez to do I think it was Dollie Sculpt Tag 2 months ago, but I just now saw it, so I'm replying to it now. And let's see, yeah, if you see me looking over constantly, it's because I split the screen and have the question. So the first question is, what are your favorite features in a sculpt? Just looking at Kate here, I would say it's the eyes and the contour of the face, because she's like a Meryl Doll Iris, and I didn't like the contour, but I loved each and every let's see, owner's picture of her. So I bought her and I actually modded her chin and her cheeks to add that contour. So that's mainly what I always like. If they got like great lips or they have like this beautiful face, that's like an add-on, but that's not something I look for just outright. So second is, what is the deciding factor when picking a sculpt head or body? Well, when it's a body, I don't really go with the aesthetic of the body. I go with the mobility. So I always kind of research which, like with her, they were like, she will be floppy or her wrists will be bad, but I just didn't want to buy the head, and I got a free head. So anyway, but it really is, I don't care if they can stand on one leg or not, but I do care if if I stand them up, go out for the room for a second, and then come back and see them in pieces on the ground. And I do like double jointed a lot, which I'm surprised I have survived with Cutie for so long, because she is single jointed, and it kills me sometimes when I cannot pose her arms in a certain way or sit her down in a certain way because she's single jointed, which now she's sueded and wired, so I can get around that with some things. For heads, the deciding factor is, it used to be, will they fit in with my gang, but now I've got so many different looking sculpts from like Doll Zone, Fairyland, Soul Doll, Dinka Doll, Meryl Doll. It really fitting in doesn't matter, as long as, I guess, like if they're kind of artsy, it's fine. But I guess I can't really do that much realistic anymore because I don't want to have to redo my whole gang just to fit around one doll. But I guess I kind of look for, when it's a girl, is, are they cute? Are they adorable? Do they fit in with my lolly obsession? Which most of my dolls do. And for boys, really, I guess is, will they look like a boy? Really, most of the time. Because my boys' faces do all differ greatly. So I guess there's no really deciding factor for heads. I mean, I guess they're not really disformed or disfigured, or the head shape is weird or anything like that. But I mean, unless I wanted to make an Eric from Phantom of the Opera, then that's what I would be looking for. The third question is there any sculpts that you bought but ended up not liking? I was that way with Gage. I had gotten because he was on sale, and he was going to be my first SD doll, and Menton Cart was not going to be selling from that company anymore. So he was like the ultimate impulse buy of the most money I've ever spent for the first time in my whole lifetime. And when I got him, I was fine. His company face up was great. And then I kind of got more into, I want to mold him more into the character that I bought him, well, told myself I was buying him for. And the more I changed him, the more I got frustrated because I couldn't find anything that I liked about him. And after a while, I did mod his face. So now he's got like the kind of cheeks, and he's got a more defined chin, and his nose is sharper. And now I love him to bits. But yeah, he was I went through stages to where I was thinking, am I going to sell him? If I did, what head would I get to replace, or would I have to get another full doll? Because well, just because. So, is there a sculpt that you would not sell? If I ever went through like a mass reshelling or just a clean out, I would not sell Nathan, my doll's own Bjd, and mostly that's because I can't get him again, and he's my first doll, and I guess I have the most connection to him. But I also wouldn't sell Wesley, which is my Fairyland MFA event head, even though I have two of her. And I wouldn't sell, I think my last one I wouldn't sell would be Cutie, my resin soul, Yai. And I mean, if I sold her, I could get her back, but then I think the connection would be lost that I originally had with my original Cutie, so that'd be a no-go for me. Is there any resin colors that you don't have but would want? I was about to say tan, but Scarlet's a tan, so I can't say. I guess a dark tan. I would like a darker tan than like her light. Well, she's tan, but she's kind of light tan. Um, but I would like a dark tan because I want to do a dark tan or black because I want to in the future do a dark elf from one of my games, and my dark elves, no matter what, have black skin. I don't know why. I also do them with like when I draw them, I do them with like crescent moons. I'm guessing I'm like doing night or whatever. But yeah, I would like black or dark tan skin doll. Is to hybrid or not to hybrid? I guess if the doll's really expensive and or it was just like a company that just sells heads, then I mean you would have to hybrid no matter what. But if like the doll's expensive, but you get a chance to just buy the head instead of the full doll, then yeah, I would hybrid. I mean, I have like my Fairyland event heads on a resin soul body, and Adam, of course, is on a Dollie's body. So I've hybrided. So, what are your thoughts on modding? I was scared at first. Like, I'm thinking, oh my god, I'm sanding down my babies. I'm going to mess up. There's going to be some irreparable damage that I cannot go back on. And then I modded her face. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is easy. And then I modded Gage's face, which I think afterwards, after I successfully modded his face, I was kind of terrified, like a delayed reaction. Because I'm thinking, I can get him back, but this is Gage. I mean, he's like everyone else's favorite male doll because they say he's my only male doll, Adam, who looks like a real male. And this is coming from my non-BJD friends and family members. So they're like, he's the only one who looks like a guy. You can't get rid of him. So I was terrified afterwards. What is the craziest sculpt you've seen? I wouldn't say it's crazy, but I don't know the company. But it was weird. Like they were little imp characters, and it's okay. I'm gonna say this. I think it's the real Pookie or the real Pookie fees. Like some of them, it's like, oh, that's adorable, and then some of them borderlines on if I woke up at night and saw that thing looking at me, it would be out the window. And some people, I've seen some people do really great on the face ups and make them look adorable. But I would get a hold of that doll and do a face up, and it would be the end of me. Totally the end of me. Okay, so the next one is, if you were to create your own doll, what would it look like? I don't know. I tried once and I was fine with the head. It was like before I bought my first doll, and I was thinking, oh, let's go a cheaper route and I can make my own, and I had the paper and all that. It looked more like a porcelain doll than anything, but that was really the only bigger-ish dolls I ever encountered before I encountered BJDs. So yeah, it was like a porcelain, cute, Asian-looking doll, which would it's not surprise me that I made it, not at all. But I'm fine with it. Like if I did like make my own doll to just like for myself, or just continuously make them to sell them, I would be fine making heads. It's just the bodies. We're not going to talk about the bodies. Is there anything in the particular you look for in eyes? I like glass eyes. I like glass eyes. I mean, I've only had the plastic, I think they're plastic, resin and glass eyes. I think it's urethane eyes, but I've never really, I mean, I've seen them and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that's pretty, but oh my gosh, don't want to spend that much. But I really like, I don't know if you guys could see this with her, but I kind of like realistic looking eyes, to where like they're so close to looking like human eyes. It's scary. But then I also like there's some green ones Wesley are wearing. They're kind of like fantasy eyes. I really do like that, and I may be getting, because most of my dolls are fantasy characters. And like my big ones would probably always have human-like eyes because they're trying to blend in more. But my little ones, I mean, they're so little and they're adults and they're in the same story as my big ones, so there is no need for them to look as human-ish realistic as possible. Do you buy wigs or make your own? The thing is, when I buy a doll, I made the mistake of, when I bought Nathan, of not buying him a wig that matched his stats. Instead, I made one off of like tutorials, just like offhand looking and measuring, like guessed measuring, since I had nothing to go by. And when he finally got in, I had made like 5 wigs, and only two of them fit. So when I buy a doll, I'll always make sure that I either, when I purchase them, buy the wig, or before they come in, make a purchase from somewhere and get a wig. But after that, they never get bought wigs. I make all their wigs like her. She didn't, because even though I had bought her and I had waited a while for her, well, not really that long, but I did not at all buy one. It like slipped my mind because I was buying everything for everyone else. So she got Adam's long hand-me-down wig, which I think Wesley was wearing at that moment, even though it was too big for her. But yeah, mostly after I buy wigs, I make them their wigs. Okay. Do you do your own face ups, send them to artists, or keep the factory face up? And I do my own, of course. I do my own. I love giving them like their own individuality. And I know you can do custom face ups through the some of the fat companies, they do custom face ups, but it's like something is when I do it myself, it feels more, I guess, special to me. Um, the only one who still has their company face up is Kelly, my soul doll Melu, and that's because it's just so dang pretty. And I feel like the moment I wipe that thing off, she's no longer going to be Kelly anymore. And she's no longer going to give me that Harley Quinn feel that I bought her for. But I mean, it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen because I'm going to be staring at her and I'm going to be like, you don't look like the others. But yeah, I do. I do my own face ups. Is there anything in particular you're looking for when looking at a face up for your doll? Most of the time when I do their face ups, I don't go by reference or anything. I go by their style and their characters. So, like their color palette. Oh, is she going to be gothic, or is she going to be a pastel goth, or is she going to be preppy? Is she going to be bohemian? Or all that kind of things go into that. And really, it's their character. Like Cutie, she's gone through everything. She's gone through bohemian. She's gone through pastel goth. I think right now she's kind of stuck in punk, but her face ups really never changed that much because I actually like her redhead and her freckles. So I may like add like a darker eyeliner or a lighter eyeliner or um, more pale blush depending on her style at that moment. But yeah, I really don't look at face up tutorials, or I don't look at like models and say, oh, I want that face up, or I like that eyeshadow. Okay, the optional questions. What are some of your favorite sculpts? I'd say right now mine is the Somme Heliot, and I just love him because it's just the face in itself would go so great for a character I want, but he's limited. But I had a chance to get him, so he will be mine. And let's see, there's the Somme Heliot, and then there's, let's see what I can pick off the top of my head. There is, I do like the doll Chateau Bella. I didn't think I did, but I then again saw more owner pictures where they did their own face up, and I do like her face shape. I just probably have her on the probably more normal doll Chateau body than the thick top, the thin top, thick bottom one. Let's see. I think my favorite third one would be, I think it's Luca, the Fairyland Luca, the minifee. I think she's really cute, or is it a guy? I think it's a girl. I mean, I've mostly seen just girl versions, but with Fairyland, it's hard to decipher sometimes. But yeah, I really like the way her face is formed, and I think she would look real great next to Kelly, which is why I like her. Do you like fantasy anthro dolls or normal? I really don't care. I mean, I could, because I've been looking at the Lutz anthros, like the cats and stuff, and I'm like, mine. But it can't be mine. Just can't be. I have plans, and anthro's not in my plans. In fantasy, I'll do myself hooves and fairy ears in a millisecond. Because, like I said, most of my dolls don't have a human background. Even the ones that don't have like ears are not like elongated ears are not humans. So I will, if I can, always do like a fantasy face up and fantasy, or like I may mod ears on like the heads that I get to make fantasy or stuff like that. But yeah, I really don't care. They can be anthro, normal, or fantasy. Okay. Do you make, alter, or buy clothes for your doll? I do all three, really. Like, she's wearing they're not even for ball joint dolls. They're called, like, I think Best Friend Ink, and they're an 18 centimeter doll brand. Well, yeah. They're not 18 centimeters, but 18-inch. They're kind of like a slim American Girl doll. So, like, I bought those, or I'll buy, like, I liked buying from Monstro Design, and I sometimes would get stuff off of eBay. And I will make, like, a lot of some of the things, if you're on my Instagram, that you see my, like, extras, or, like, there'll sometimes be shorts or shirt. They're usually what I make, and just every once in a while there is, when I bring out, like, them in character, they're wearing something other than what I make. Other than that, I guess that's all. I may be doing right after this the second attic prompt, depending on what. Never mind. Probably tomorrow I'll be doing the second attic prompt, and I really don't know anyone specific to tag. I guess I'll just tag anyone who wants to do it, or anyone who watches this. And thanks again, themjulez, for tagging me. And sorry I'm so late. Bye.